Cool, Hans, Themistode, FightHype.com, here with Keyshawn Davis, my guy. How you feeling?
Great, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man. Like you said, first interview of the new year, so happy we could get you on, brother. Um, so
Yeah.
first off, man, let's talk about, you got yourself a pretty big fight on your hand with Jose Pedraza, two-weight world champion, pretty dangerous guy, man. Like, what do you think about that fight coming up for you, man, on February 8th?
That's a big one too. That's the one that's gonna put me um in the mix with the rest of those guys at the top. Um, I feel like after that fight right there, there's really no denying me. And, honestly, I just can't wait to get another win under my belt and just keep moving forward to this world title.
When you look at Jose, man, what makes him so dangerous? He's a little bit older now. I don't think he's the same Jose that fought Javante Davis or anything like that, but he's still like a top 15, top 10 kind of guy, man. This is like a real big step up. So like when you look at him, like what do you kind of see at the fighter?
A huge step up. This guy done fought the best of the best from 135 to 140. He was a two-time world champion. He did things in the sport, in the professional sport that I haven't done, and he done things in the professional sport that I'm working towards getting to. So, fighting a guy like him, is a great opportunity. I'm blessed to be in a ring with Jose Pedraza, especially only me being 9-0. And I just can't wait to display why I'm in there with a Jose Pedraza when I'm only 9-0.
When you look at it, you're pretty much in a good spot because, a lot of the belts had got vacated because of Devin Haney. Shakur obviously has the WBC. I know that's your guy, so we're not gonna talk about a fight with you guys. Javante Davis has the WBA. IBF and the WBO, I don't believe are being held by anybody, unless I'm mistaken. Like, is there like a certain route or a certain belt that you want to go after, not including the WBC?
Um, I just want a belt. Honestly, I don't. I just want a belt. After I solidify myself as a world champion in this sport, then it's really just all about putting on great fights for the fans. For me, I'm really a fighter that just want to put on great fights, honestly. But for me, I want to accomplish my goal first of becoming a world champion, and after that, I just want to put on fantastic fights. I don't want to be a fighter out here that's just fighting no names. Like every time I get in the ring, I want to be training for something that I feel like I really have to train for. And
Mhm.
after my first world title, like I said, I just want to be putting on great fights for the fans.
For sure. Gotta ask you about one of your best friends, Kid Schofield, Kid Austin. It's like your best friend. What, what did you think about his perform well his 2023? And I know I had seen you on I think it was on Twitter when you was just like 2024, that fight has to happen.
Yeah, I love to fight Kid Austin, man. I just feel like the fans like it. It's a fan friendly fight, and he just been calling me out for some time now, and I just feel like the fans just keep entertaining it. So I mean, why not? Like I said before, I'm just a fighter that want to put on great fight for the fans, and he been hanging in there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these other guys fell off the face of the earth that they've been trying to put me in there with. These other prospects, some of them lost, some of them just didn't make right decisions. They don't get talked about no more. But Kid Austin, he's one of them guys still floating around and calling my name out. So I would love to really fight him like this year. It wasn't just like a Twitter call out, like it was serious. And if we can make it happen, then I'm gonna make it happen.
Do you think that fight, and I think it'll be great now, but do you think it's a little premature, man? Both of you guys are really young. You guys could probably be like, pound for pound level guys and whatever, and you guys are gonna fight now. Or are you just like, nah, let's do it right now?
I mean, let's do it now. We 24 years old. Just because whoever lose win right now, and people we still can be successful in the sport.
Mhm.
Like people just be getting it twisted about, oh, we so young right now. Don't you want what you want to fight right now while we are young? Like,
Mhm.
didn't y'all learn from Floyd and Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence? Like, we can fight now and rematch later. Like, I don't agree with a lot of the things that boxing is starting to bring up. Like, oh, y'all so young right now, y'all careers. It could be. No, let us fight now, and we can build up into a bigger fight later too. It could be a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that much great fighters out here for us to just be waiting to fight.
Mm,
You understand what I'm saying? It's a handful of fighters that's us great fighters is gonna make a good fight. So it's no point me waiting around fighting miscellaneous fights to build up another one. I don't agree with that. I just want to get in the ring and just fight the best now, and we'll see who's the greatest later.
gotcha. What are your thoughts on a guy who doesn't really get called out too much and Raymond Moratalia? Seemed like a really good fighter, but nobody really like mentions his name too much. What do you think about him?
I think he's a good fighter.
Do you see that fight happening with you down the line, or are you just like you kind of feel like somebody's gonna knock him off before he even like gets up to you or something like that?
Nah, I think Raymore Tire is besides me. He's
Mm,
the best prospect.
mm,
He's the best prospect, honestly.
mm.
Besides myself, I'm in the category with myself. Can't
Okay.
nobody. I don't think nobody's really like on my level when it comes to this shit. 9-0 with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So silver medalist is my goal or my attributes really speak for itself. But a fighter like Raymond Mortire is definitely he's one of them guys that's good. He's real good, and he got a good team behind him. He got a good head on his shoulders. He's hungry, and definitely I see myself fighting Raymond Mortire maybe even this year.
Now you said that he's probably, other than yourself, the best prospect, but there is another guy. The lightweight division has a bunch of really good young guys, man. And somebody who's really making a lot of noise is Abdullah Mason. He's running through everybody. Like what do you think about him? And is that a fight where you just like, is he a guy where you're just like keeping an eye on, like, okay, I gotta watch out for this dude, right?
I don't really be like in my head like I gotta watch out for nobody. Honestly, just that's just me. But Abdullah Mesa is one of them guys where he's going to be um he's going to be a star. Dula, you can see, like you can just see it. I'll be up here hating and say like he can't fight or he's a kid or no, that kid can fight. He's a real fighter. Top rank moving the right. But he's still going like 6 rounds and stuff. So he still just got a lot more developing to do. And just getting his man strip and stuff like that. So I don't really look at myself seeing myself fighting Abdullah because he's just so like, far behind.
Mhm.
So that's one of them fights where I like, okay, in the future, 8 whatever years down the line, I can see myself fighting him, but just not right now with the Raymond Moore Tyers and the Kid Austin. You understand what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
Kid Austins, the Raymond Moore Tyers, I can fight now. There's no point for me to wait. But it will make even less sense for me to be like calling out Abdullah Mason. You know what I mean? Like that's a futuristic fight.
Yeah.
But Kid Austin, Raymond Moore Tyre, we can fucking fight now.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta get your thoughts, man, on a guy that you did want to fight, but at least I don't think he's gonna move back down in weight, is Jermaine Ortiz. He officially moved up. He's gonna fight T.O. Like, what are your thoughts on that fight? Like, are you giving Jermaine a shot to pull that off?
No,
Like, like not even a little bit, man.
nah, nah. I don't know. I don't really. The man can fight though, but I don't see him being Teofimo.
And it just like you always say, there's levels to it, and you just don't think he's on that level.
I guess so. I guess. Yeah, I just don't see him being Tio. That's all.
Who do you kind of view as the best guy at 140, man? Would it be Devin? Would it be Tio? Would it be, old man Barroso that just got that crazy knockout the other day? Like who? Yeah, you also have Sabril Matias. So like, who do you view as like the guy at 140 pounds right now?
Matias.
Mm. Better than Devin, better than Tio. I think he'll beat all of them.
Matias.
Why is that? Break that down for me. What makes him so terrific, man?
I just feel like he's just a fighter that everybody is staying away from right now.
Mm,
Like people would love maybe because just the high risk, low reward
mm,
situation with him. But still just how he fight. If you think about it like this is how I think about it. In this era, everybody wants to be undisputed, right?
yeah.
When the belts is easy to get. When you
Mm,
got guys like him or guys like Tio or whatever, Devin that have them belts, people is good floating around those belts and just coming up with other big fights.
Mm,
But when it was at 135 when Cambosos had them belts, how many people was calling Cambosos out?
everybody.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think Matias is like he's I won't say he's slept on, high risk, low reward, but I just think he's a fighter that nobody wants to fight.
So, like, how do you beat a guy like that, man? Like, do you just have to like kind of fight like Richardson Hitchens, where you just stay on the outside all day long? Do you have to be like Tio, where you kind of got like a mixture, like I can stick on the outside, but I got the power to get his respect? How do you beat a guy like that?
You gotta have heart, you gotta have will, you gotta have conditioning, you gotta have a jab.
Got it. So who would you say is the best guy at 142 beat Matias? Like, who is the big fight for him? Would it be Devin, Tio? Like, who do you think? I know you think Matias is the best, but if you were just like, he's the best, but I think maybe Tio could knock him off, or maybe Devin or Rolly or somebody like that.
Think
Do you think Tank will end up fighting Devin Haney at 140 pounds, man? Or you think that fight just won't happen?
man, I don't know what Tank got going on. Don't nobody know what Tank got going on.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's kind of like yourself, man. Like when, people are calling you out, like Kid Austin keeps calling you out. Andy Cruz always has something to say about you. You're always responding and you're always just like, look, man, we can make the fight happen tomorrow if you want to. Tank has been talking as well, but it doesn't really seem like there's been like a lot of movement in terms of like the fight actually happening. So like, could you see it happening at 140 pounds, or do you think it's fair for Tank to bring Devin back down to 35 since Devin is kind of a bigger guy?
Man, I don't know. They're gonna figure it out. I don't really care about that shit like that. I just feel like that 140 division, um people gonna be dancing around Matisse, whatever his name is, Sabriel.
Yeah.
Like people gonna be dancing around that belt. Niggas not gonna be wanting to become undisputed like they wanted, like they really wanted to before. But I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody get in the ring with him.
Could you see yourself moving up to 140 pounds fairly soon, or you're like, let me get this belt at 135. Let me chill. Let me try to become, I don't want to say undisputed because Shakur has a belt, but let me try to be unified or something like that.
I don't know. I be debating back and forth with that shit.
Mm.
Because I feel like I could do 140, but man, I'm just so focused with winning the world title at 135 and defending it and going back home to the scope Norfolk, doing my homecoming there at 135. I still got so much fights at 135. I don't really be paying attention to 140, honestly.
Mm. Andy Cruz, man. It's another guy. I mean, you want to fight damn near everybody. But, but Andy Cruz, man, obviously you two guys have a lot of history, a lot of beef, man. Is that something that you think is more so gonna happen for like unification purposes? Because he's older than you. I think he's like 27, but he only has two fights.
That man is not 27. That nigga like 37.
Well, he only
The Cubans be lying on their passports and shit.
go
That
old,
man
man.
about 33 years old, man. No cap. But what's up? What you about to
A few of them do be lying. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think too many
say?
though. But
Oh
like
fuck.
when you look at him, is he the guy? Like in terms of he's gonna be my biggest fight at 135 pounds. Man, he's my biggest challenger.
Man, honestly, man, truth be told, every opponent that I know fought, that was their biggest fight,
Mm. But
except for this Pedraza fight. But even though we going into the Pedraza fight, this is gonna be a big fight for both of us.
Mhm.
This is a main event fight, but we're co-main. But
Yeah.
this is really a main event fight.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, I just feel like I'm the type of fighter when I get in there with any other big fighter, it's going to be a big fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see if Andy Cruz be my biggest. We'll see if Kid Austin be my biggest. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just in here. I'm just in the sport just to fight. I just want the fans to know that.
When you look at Pedraza, is it, I don't want to say if it's difficult to like put a game plan together around him, but when you're like looking at tape, do you look at like some of his more recent performances, like against Jose Ramirez, or do you kind of look back to when he was like more fresher and just maybe at the top of his game when he was fighting like a tank? Like how do you do it?
I look at everything.
Mm,
Look at everything. look at I look at everything. I look at body language. I look at press conferences. I look at how you carry yourself. And from the stuff that I've seen from Pedraza, I'm pretty sure what type fighter I'm getting in there with.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure what type fighter I'm getting in there with. So I look at all the fights because some habits can carry over from now from then to now. So if
yeah.
he's still doing the same habits from then okay, well, we're gonna capitalize on that. Or, so I just watch it all. You gotta watch it all. Student of the game.
Not saying that like, are you nervous or anything like that, but is it kind of almost just like, I mean, you're 9-0. You know what I mean? Like typically
Right.
Abdullah Mason is 11-0. You know what I mean? Like he has more fights than you, and you're in a co-main event spot fighting a former world champion, well, former two-division world champion. So as a part of you kind of sit back and be like, yo, this shit moving super fast, man. Do you think like that?
Nah, part of me just sit back and say, Keyshawn, you better show the world how great you are.
Mm,
That's the
makes
only
sense.
thing I say. Like, I'm that's why I put myself in like my own category because ain't nobody really moving like me. Fresh
Mm,
out the Olympics, now I know fighting Jose Pedraza back to the main event, going back home. Like, ain't nobody really moving like me, honestly. And I just feel like I done a lot of talking that watered down my accomplishments. So
mm,
I might just start like just showing people like I'm not to be fucked with.
mm. So I guess you kind of feel like everybody knows you're great, but when you just keep talking, it's just like people kind of like downplay you a little bit.
Yeah, because they it's respected because I feel like people is like, all right, bro, you doing too much and you still out here fighting um bullshit opponents.
Mm,
You supposed to do that and you doing all this talking, so fight this, fight that. And I was the person that was saying, well, I'm only 6-0. Y'all want me to fight these dudes already? Look what I'm doing now. Rather than just, knocking these dudes out and just let the fans take it for what they want to take it for. You know what I'm saying? So, but right now I'm at a point where I'm gonna just let the fans be the fans and I'm gonna be the fighter. And that's all I'm about right now.
gotcha. Um, I don't think it's official, but I believe I'm like 99% sure that Lomachenko is going to be fighting Cambosis for the IBF title in like Australia or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
who do you think wins that fight, man?
Uh, shoot, if Lomachenko fight how he fought Devin,
Mhm.
like that sharp and that fast, Lomachenko like a freaking young Lomachenko when he fought Devin. I ain't gonna lie. He looked real good.
Yeah.
If he fight Cambosis like that, he'll fuck around and stop Cambosis.
Mm.
For real. For
Okay.
real.
Do you look? I mean, 'cause I know I spoke to you like I know it was in person. It was probably like 2 years ago, and I don't know. You might have. I don't remember what was your record, but you was already telling me like, look, man, I want Lomachenko. And I'm just like, yo, this dude, he's good, but he's bugging. Low, it's like he just started, man. He already want to fight
Yeah.
Loma. Do you
Yeah.
is that a fight that you look at still like down the line? Like, yeah, maybe not too much down the line because he is 35 right now. But is that a fight where you're just like, I gotta fight him before he get out of here?
Yeah, for sure. Like, honestly, man, I love to fight Lomachenko at the end of this year.
Mm,
I fight Pedraza. I would love to fight Lomachenko at the end of this year. Like, all jokes aside, I would love to fight Lomachenko at the end of this year. I would love to fight for a world title at the end of this year. I would love to fight any big name at the end of this year, closing out the year. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you look at like a fight with Lomachenko as because I mean Shakur wanted and probably like a few other big name guys wanted as well. But do you look at Lomachenko like, man, if I could fight Loma and I could beat this dude, I already know I'm great. But now the whole world gonna know it. They can't deny me no more.
definitely, and I'm going into this fight with Pedraza thinking like that. I'm 9-0. Pedraza got like 30 fights, and he was a world champion, a two-time world champion. Once I stopped Pedraza at 9-0, people forgetting Tank fought him when he was 20 something and 0.
Yeah.
Tank fought Pedraza when he was 20 something and 0. Arnold Barboza was like 20 something and 0. Everybody that fought this man was 20, 30, 20 and 0. I'm 9-0. I'm just 9-0. So when I stop Pedraza, there's no denying me.
Yeah, no, I had to take a quick look myself, and yeah, this is gonna be Pedraza's 36th fight. So he has exactly four times as many fights as you have on the professional level, which is pretty crazy. But to stop him, because he's only been stopped one time, and that was against Tank,
My
obviously.
cousin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So when you when you look at it, like is that like the main goal? Like obviously the goal is to win no matter what. But is
Yeah,
that something where you just like, yeah, I gotta get the win no matter what, but boy, I gotta stop this dude, man.
for sure.
Mm,
That's how I'm looking at it. Honestly, I go into every fight thinking that way. But if you go back and look at my fights, every fight that I fought, I hurt my guys. If I ain't stop them, they got hurt.
yeah.
Like people be sleeping on my power for real, for real. So I go into fights always thinking that I can stop this dude. And Pedraza ain't no different. I can stop this dude.